Welcome to Mitten Music.
Season 4, Raw, Live, and Authentic. Episode 10, with the Detroit rock band, the Vig Arcadia. We've got two members of the Vig Arcadia. We got Yasmine and Chris with us today.
Hello.
Thanks for joining, guys.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you. So, what do you guys like outside of the band? What's like one of the most important or interesting, fun, cool things that you have going on outside of the band?
Oh my god.
Anything
Go
special?
first.
Anything? Any big-
She would throw me to the wolves first.
You
I can
do cool
embarrass
stuff.
myself.
Spring break? Doing anything for spring break time?
Man, I'm working. No,
Yeah. Well, fair enough. I mean,
the most exciting thing right now is I'm a Lego fanatic, and I
All right.
recently got my wife hooked on Lego, and
ooh,
we are making the Harry Potter castle, like the big
Oh, that's
one.
cool.
whoa!
Yeah,
Dang.
so
That's awesome.
I'm stoked.
I like it. I like it. That's cool. That's awesome.
Cool.
Good for
We're
you.
on day 3.
How many days do you think to get her done? Or all depends on how much time you put at it each day, right?
Yeah, it's gonna take at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Yasmine, how
I'm
about
not really doing anything cool.
No?
outside of this.
no? Nothing?
I mean, I'm more music, really, like just
Yeah,
and
that's the jam.
trying to do music in a bunch of different, like facets, like the Vig and whatever else that may present itself as.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah,
Your creative outlets, that's probably what you focus your time on, right? Creative out,
yeah.
getting that creativity out. Yep, I can feel that. Sweet.
You
So-
can hear it in her music too. You just know that it's just that's what she does.
Oh, thanks.
So, like we said, there's two. You guys are 2 of 6 members, right?
Yeah.
Of the band. So, what do you
Yep.
guys do in the band? And for those that weren't able to make the show today, who are they, and what they contribute to the band?
Go for it, fearless leader.
I was gonna yeah, so I mean, just truthfully, we don't really ever try to even have all 6 of us on like a podcast or an interviewing format because it's too much. Just number of people, and we have like quite a few big, like loud personalities, so I think it would just be a lot of like talking over each other and good fun, but nobody would hear anything. So we try to like rotate like who's gonna be on, But I sing. We're missing both guitarists, KB and Johnny. We are missing bass, which is Diggs, and we're missing keys, which is Itai.
I looked up your names on your website and I was curious on how this was pronounced, just because it's fairly unique, right?
Yeah, totally.
That's cool. Itai. I like that.
Right?
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
ETAI, I
Yeah.
believe. Cool. Nice.
And I just play the drums.
Oh.
Just play the
just
drums. Whatever.
Yeah, we definitely don't suffer when you're gone, Chris.
Right?
Me and a tambourine just like lagging and dragging.
Oh my god.
Did you hear the recording
It's
for
not
that?
bad. It's never bad. It's never that bad.
I checked out several different ones and I can't remember which was which, but I looked at pretty much everything that you had out there.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I want to check you guys out live for sure. Looks like a good it looks like a good live band to see, right?
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah,
a live band.
So you guys just came out with an album in November. So now getting close to 6 months. That's your first full length. It did have an EP, it looks like, back in 23 or the end of 22.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that fun to get out that new album? I mean, a full length album?
that album, just making that album was exciting because there was a little piece of everybody in each song, and you can really feel the emotion conveyed by numerous members on certain songs and members on another song. It's very heartfelt. So yeah, that was a fun album to make, man.
So when you say everyone kind of had that is it everybody kind of wrote a different song? They started the song, or the theme of the song is kind of came from something from each person?
Oh, I would say that's a hard question. When I say there's a lot of us in the song, somewhere we're contributing something. You can hear it in different
Okay.
points of different songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jazz comes up with some really great ideas. Somebody may be playing something on the guitar and we're like, oh, I like that. We're gonna put that in this song. We're gonna save it for later. And that's how we develop it.
So I get, how does that, you're kind of already answering the question I'm about to ask, the collaboration, how you guys create your stuff. You know, we talk to some bands and, you know, the two guitarists, they come with a bunch of riffs and they kind of lay down a majority of it and the drummer just kicks in whatever. And that's how they do a lot of their stuff. Those guys just bring their ideas to the table and they kind of expand from there. Some bands they just sit down and they just jam, like they just riff off each other, kind of jam band in it. And like, they just get into this groove, like, whoa, this sounds cool. So they'll track whatever and they'll have a piece of it and they kind of rotate around different songs. How does it come about for you guys how did you write all this music together?
I think like what Chris was starting with, it's always different. But I think usually one person, not the same person, will bring a little something, whether it's a guitar riff or Chris will like hum a bass line, or Diggs brings this bass or guitar piece, or I've got a little hook on a piano. It's always just like a little something, and then we practice usually and jam on it till we've like, this sounds like a chorus or this sounds like a verse. But like with that album, we tried to like let the different elements of our music and our own styles show from song to song. So like one might sound more like Chris, one might sound more like Johnny. All stays within like the Vig realm, but that's another reason why I think that album is so cool, because not that we're anywhere near even scratching the surface of this band, but like Fleetwood Mac had so many albums that like you're like, I didn't even know that was a Fleetwood Mac song. So we were kind of trying to approach it from that angle of like, let's put all our different sounds out there. We've released a couple of EPs, we've released singles. Let's like put a body of work out there that's just like a collection of all the different parts.
Cool. I feel like we haven't heard that type of answer before yet. I like that. Yeah. Thank you.
And
I can add that to our repertoire there.
There's a lot of different variety of sound in that album. And I even like, I was trying to put my finger on some of the sounds even, and I don't want to compare to, but like just to give me a little, like you said, Fleetwood Mac, put together. So I hear a little Sarah McLachlan in the song "In the Dark." Definitely catch that there. I don't know if you're familiar with the band 10 Peso Version. They're on the west side of the state.
With them. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of their sound from Right Side.
Okay.
It's interesting enough.
Cool.
And I got that feel. And then the Mean Girl just gave me a little bit of the 50s, 60s vibe in it. So, I mean, it's just, it's hitting different. It's a rock band, right? But you guys are hitting slightly different genres within the rock realm, and which I thought was really cool, and it mixes it up. And I think it's all mostly like, if you want to go back to the old days when you listen to radio, like a radio ready songs, a lot of them. So
thank you.
But it is an interesting mix, so it's pretty cool.
And the artwork is cool. I was looking at, I'm a big poster vinyl shirt guy from bands, right? And I'm like, okay, what do they got for shirts? And I was like, whoa, the tour shirt from last year that sold out. Unfortunately, it says sold out. That was cool. That's unique. That's different. Like, I loved it. I love, like, if you guys ever have that come out again, I'm gonna buy it. It's great.
Too funny. That's like
this is my jam.
The last shirt we made for the album and the tour promotion for the album in like 5 seconds, and I gotta plug my brother here. He's a big fashion, like, good job, connoisseur,
fashionista,
shopping, vintage shops. He is like way cooler than anybody I know, and I'm like, please help me like with merch, and he's like, you should do something like this and this, and I'm like, oh
yes. He gets it. He
put it out, and it's funny that like you're saying that, because everybody was like, now they're like, where's that shirt? I'm like, it's gone.
I think it's cool. Yeah, no wonder everybody bought it up. It's cool. It's a cool thing. I liked it.
So you mentioned earlier, briefly, kind of slipped it in there, different. I think it's the evolution of the band, right? I think you guys started out with 4 members, and now you've moved to 6. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
I think we started. It's so funny. I was trying to tell this story yesterday, and I was like, if it was on a paper, I was like, I went all the way around and came back to the end.
Yeah.
I think it started with 6 because we actually had 2 lead singers.
Oh, okay.
Myself and Chad were all we did in the band was sing, and then you still had those same instruments, except for keyboard. We didn't have keys. So I think it was 6 to 5, and then back to 6.
Okay. But there was a little bit of a change up of the the bandmates. And then did you guys start? I mean, I saw that you started dropping singles or music in the 2022. Is that about the time the band started? Did you guys start slightly before that and just kind of got to the point where you were making your own music a little bit later?
We started in 2020, like right after shutdown.
Oh yeah, COVID band for sure.
Yeah, we were a COVID birthed band. So we performed. I don't even know that our first show was like at somebody's backyard when things were lifted up, but still, like, I don't think venues were. So that was in 20, might have still been 2020, maybe it was 21. I don't know at this point, but
so was that like playing kind of live for the first time? Like if you were, I mean, I guess it's with any band, the first time you play live, there's feelings and stuff, but it's a little more unique because you guys probably weren't hanging out in person as much as you would have liked to or could have without COVID, right? Yeah. So yeah, that must have been like extra special. I don't know. Or was it just like, hey, whatevs, we're just rocking in the backyard? I don't know.
I think for like
maybe I'm putting too much pressure on it.
Yeah, I think for like the season people, like we didn't have Chris at that point yet, but still, like the other people we had in the band were also, pretty experienced like Chris is, and I really wasn't, not at that level of like I only did solo stuff, and I didn't really like perform solo stuff. I did solo music in like little contests and things. I wasn't like on a stage, so that was like extremely terrifying for me. I don't know that was the same thing like for everybody else. I think they were like hanging out, and I was gonna like throw up. So no, it was fun.
Cool.
Looking back,
good.
When we all played at a big venue at Smalls, that was our first one in 21.
Yeah.
That was certainly a different experience than like the backyard.
Cool. That's awesome. That's fun.
So you're a relatively young band, in the sense of how many years you guys have been together. Have you guys been in other projects prior to that? And it kind of alluded to, Yasmine, that you are potentially doing other projects now even, or doing something, getting other outlets other than the band. What does that look like? What have you guys done outside of the Vig?
Yeah, I'll let Chris talk. I feel like I'm yapping away.
I knew you were going to do it. I was in a couple of local bands. So I started with, I started with a band called Party Like AFC. They were hip hop and rock. Cool. And then I was in a neo soul band called Danny Darling. And then from that, I was in a funk band called Funk Wagon. And then from that, I started a band, a very brief stint, called Midnight Mercedes. And after I blew that band up, it fell apart. Jazz called me, no joke, maybe hours after I disbanded the band and was done. Ooh. She texted me. And I'm like, I'm definitely on board. So that's all I've been doing since. Vig Arcadia, nothing else.
Quite a variety of genres you've been part of. So that's cool.
And I started in church, so gospel too.
Right to that. I like it. That's cool. Well-rounded musician. Good job.
Chris is a super creative guy. I think I don't know. Everybody in the group has been in other projects before, for sure. Like, not me, but everybody else has done like performing bands, been in that kind of collaborative space, putting out or trying to put out music with other people. I think Johnny for sure is in another project. I outside of that, currently nobody else is. But I just like dabble and like to do little DIY stuff on the side. I'm not like actively
Yeah.
trying to perform under that, but
Yeah.
probably similar to what I like. The guys that don't have other projects right now, I'm sure they're doing the same, you know, like posting stuff on YouTube and TikTok and whatever.
Sure.
Getting creative, staying
Yeah.
creative.
Just getting it out.
Yeah, cool. I like it.
So if you weren't in a band before, how did this come together? How did you connect reach out to Chris and wanted, to get this thing going? Like how did that
Yeah, the evolution was some friends of friends were playing live music, and so I was always going to watch them, and they were kind of putting it to rest, that group, that project they were doing, and knew that I sang, so asked me if I would want to try and do something different that they were going to do with most of those same people. So Jimmy Ash is his name. Great guy, still in the music space down in Nashville doing the thing. And so he created it, started it, and then so he was moving. Another guitarist, Ciata, also founder, was moving. Drummer decided he wanted to do other stuff more full time than this, because this was becoming like a serious thing, or more of a commitment anyways. So we just kind of had to like reach out to our network. But yeah, like Chris was the first person that was recommended to me very quickly, very highly, and that one was like the best case scenario. Like right away came, we didn't even ask, like we just assumed he was in, that was it, done. Like the perfect thing you could ask for. And then the other positions were not like that. Filling them. Like, audition.
Whew.
Somebody lasted for like a month. Another audition. Musicians are just like unique people.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of described it with Chris. You kind of like know really quickly, like if there's a shot here and if this is going to work, and you get excited about it, and you can tell like if it's going to work. The person on the other end's kind of feeling the same way, and you're like, yeah, this is it. But if you have to go for audition, it's just they're coming in. It's like a revolving door of grumpy guitar players or whatever the thing is, right?
Yeah, you never.
It's like you're dating. It's like you're dating, right? You got to find the right
something.
Matchmaker.
Kinda.
Like if you have to have like the talk right away, like Chris and I never had to talk. It just he was like,
right, yeah. It's like, of course it was meant to be. Of course it's gonna work out. You're on the same page.
What time? Cool. Okay. And then we never talked about it. The other guys was like, you never know like where somebody's at with it, what level they're trying to do it at, and there's so many different versions.
Yeah, expectations. Yeah.
So
cool. Well, where can we check out the Vig Arcadia if we want to check you guys out live? When's the next couple times? What do you got going on?
Don't look at me, man. My calendar.
We're balanced in how much we're talking. We're at the 12th. We are in Jonesville at a brewery. So we've been doing a little bit different this year. We're playing some more breweries a little bit earlier. Some more cover stuff just to try to like spread the word, get out to some new people, have people check us out. It's not anymore quite like the good old days of like people just checking out new local music, it seems.
Yeah.
So we're trying to mix it up a bit with doing things like that. So we'll be at that brewery. We'll also be at the OG brewery in Milan on the 26th. We're going back there. It's a little outdoor space that we really enjoy. And then that same night, we're going over to the Loving Touch, and we're doing I don't know if they say Detroit on Detroit. It's Detroit X Detroit event, where local artists have to perform songs of other local artists. So we're doing that same night.
Ooh.
And it's like
I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
So this is where I wanted to ask you this question about. I thought it was interesting, the band that you guys are covering, because they're a relatively new band as well, local band. And I remember this was like 3 years ago, and I think when they came out their first album, and I was blown away by
Yeah.
their album. So Slowfoot, I couldn't believe you guys are covering Slowfoot. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
We love Slowfoot so much. They're so
Yeah.
buddy.
We did an album review of theirs a
oh
couple years
cool.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys know Slowfoot, like members of the band, or you just like their music?
We do now because we've played with them, but we've tried to like.
Okay.
I feel like half of our efforts trying to be strategic with our shows has been like finding other artists and bands that we love, admire, want to be like, you know. So we would like seek people out like them, and we were like hounding them to play a show with us a couple years ago, and they finally did. And then since then, we've played like quite a few times together, so now we know them.
That's
So that's
cool.
April 26th. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's neat because I bet you a lot of people will be like, I don't know, is this their own song? I don't know what the song
Right.
like, because it is relatively new. So it's like it could be your own, like in some way, but you guys, obviously call it out. But it's also sharing the love with another local band, which that's around now. It's not like you're playing a Bob Seger song, which okay, that's great, but you're not gonna, it's not quite the same deal. So that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. We will check you guys out. Any other, is there one better social media platform than another that you guys use to share what's going on? Or just all the staples?
We're pretty heavy on
Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook. We have a website, vigarcadia.com. All of our shows are on there through the Bands in Town website. So it's all linked together.
Sweet. Cool.
But, yeah.
We'll check it out. Yeah, we'll drop some links. We'll check you guys out. Thank you for sharing about the Vig Arcadia.
Before you let you guys go, is there anything else that you guys are working on for the future as far as any albums, or right now you just are focused on getting out?
Should I spill the beans on that?
Ooh.
You can do a taste.
Good job, Jeff, asking the right questions.
We got a couple of songs we're working on right now that are we really went way out to even practice this, to come together with it, and they're going to be a couple of banging songs for you.
All right.
A couple of bangers.
Yeah. Are you going to release them as singles just to be available? Or are you saving them for anything special?
I don't think the plan is to save them. We did a pretty intense writing retreat a couple weekends ago with the group and wrote. So
Ooh, and you got stuff to go through now.
Oh, we got
Sweet. That's cool. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, cool. It's great to have you guys on today. If you haven't listened to the Vig Arcadia, make sure you check them out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So,
Thank you.
Thanks again for jumping on, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
See ya.
Yeah.
If you like this episode, check out all of our episodes on your favorite streaming platform, or even our website, themittenmusic.com. Or if you want short clips of our episodes, check out our socials. We got Facebook, we have Instagram, we got TikTok, and YouTube. We're all over the social media game. Make sure to check out some live Michigan music or listen on your favorite streaming platform.